everybody. I'm Paul.
I'm Shane.
Welcome to DeFeet World, Episode 2. Today we're coming to you from the beautiful Tyrol region in the Italian Alps. It's incredible here. We've got a massive valley behind us. Yesterday we drove out of the Eurobike show and we started heading south and we went through Innsbruck, past the world famous Hahnenkamm downhill ski course, and just a beautiful drive.
Absolutely gorgeous. I'm glad you were driving, Paul.
Well, thanks, Shane. So the reason that we're traveling through Italy right now is we've got some meetings further down in Italy. We're meeting with some of the most famous brands in cycling history, as well as some of the lesser known brands and manufacturers of different sorts.
Yeah, one of the things that I'd like to discover, Paul, is the manufacturing in Italy has always been, paramount, and if you look around the beauty here and how the small European countries are very in tune with the environment. And I remember in the 1980s in Europe, and how even the shampoos were environmentally friendly. They care about the earth, and that's really unique from my perspective from the U.S. back in the 80s, and here we are. So
yeah, speaking of the 80s, I'm really looking forward to seeing how things have changed at some of these Italian brands. When I used to race in Italy as a junior back then, when Pantani was racing as a kid and doing the junior tour of Italy, my team used to come through these parts, and we'd visit brands like Brancali and Nisi, and we visited Ambrosio and
Mavic, right? In France,
yeah, in France we used to stay, but like in Italy, it was fascinating to see those brands. They really welcomed us as racers, even though we were juniors. They gave us tours of the factories, and it was really Italy in the way that you envision how Italian brands did it, with the craftsmanship all the way through the process that Italy has been known for.
Yeah, you mentioned that, and Paul, that kind of inspired me at DeFeet when we started working with Lise McRae's cycling team, and they actually had a cycling curriculum that they started, which had a minor in cycling. And so when these students wanted to come and take a tour of DeFeet, I was thinking back to the days when you were telling me about all that, and it was so cool to bring those young kids through. And we saw one of the young men yesterday. We'll hold his name for now, but we saw him at Eurobike, and
he got a good job at one of the better known brands in the industry.
Right.
That was great to see. So Eurobike is over, and now we've transitioned into the next phase of our trip. We don't have a lot of time. We have to move quickly, and it's going to be just boom, boom, boom. Tonight we're going to be in Bassano del Grappa, so we got a few more hours of fantastic movement through the Alps.
One question, Paul. Grappa. We're not going to hit Grappa, are we? I cannot do any Grappa. That's like moonshine.
It's not up to us.
No.
It's the people that we're meeting with. I think they're really going to want to welcome us and have a celebration. But
oh no,
I mean, we should be up for that. I think we're good for it. Speaking of celebrations, last night we were flipping through the TV channels, and there was so much sports going on, but we had to see some of the Tour de France, of course. And what happened in the Tour?
Oh, well, we won our second stage this year.
Fernando Gaviria. Yeah, he's been incredible.
I say we. DeFeet sponsors Team Quickstep, of course. You probably know that by now. But the lead out was absolutely incredible. It was such a long sprint, right?
Yeah,
for the lead out.
They broke it down on Eurosport into the meters that were covered, and I think that Gaviria's lead out, man, can't think of his name right now. He's from Argentina.
Maximilio, is that right?
Hey, from Argentina.
Yeah.
And he sprinted at the front for something like 385 meters, and Gaviria took it from there for like 245 meters.
Incredible. Yeah,
it's a long ways. So anyway, it was awesome to see. It's always hard to choose your sport in Europe right now. You've got Wimbledon going on right now. You've got World Cup soccer. So France defeated Belgium 1-0. So
hey, go England! Go England!
Tonight we've got England and Croatia, right? We'll get to see some of that.
Yeah.
But I think we wanted to touch on one thing that's really evident in what we see in Europe is the attention to the environmental aspect of how they're doing things here. I mean, from this hotel we're at, do you want to go into that at all?
Well, it's just, I harken back to the days of the 80s when I saw the environmental protections that were going on in Germany and England and in Belgium. I mean, all the countries were really into that. And we weren't doing that in the U.S. at that point in the 1980s, in the early 80s. Of course, we started to get there, and DeFeet was one of the first ones to challenge the yarn industry to go with a recycled water bottle. In fact, we challenged the yarn industries locally, and we wanted the water bottles to be recycled in North Carolina, and which they do at Unified yarn manufacturer where we buy our fibers, and that's called Reprieve, and that's what's in our product base.
It's almost like there's a higher consciousness among Europeans just in general. Of course, that's a broad statement, but I would say for the most part there's a higher consciousness as regards to health for the environment. Starts with what you put in your body, what you're ingesting, manufacturers taking care of what they put in their products.
But Paul, your mother's from Switzerland, and these are small countries, and when you see such a small country, maybe that's why they protect it more, because it is so small and they can see it and they can feel it.
Yeah. I find even after I've been over here for a week or 10 days, when I go back home, I've adjusted my own sort of barometer for that just a little bit, just from being here, and I like that. I like coming here for that reason.
Oh, you even go to the local foods that we're getting in the morning. They're so fresh. Everything that you see and feel and touch is just connected to the earth.
So how come we don't have more energy in the morning right now? What's going on with us?
We have more energy. Yes,
we do?
Yes, we do.
We're fighting a cold right now, so that's.
We are fighting a cold.
I think Shane gave me his cold.
Absolutely not. Paul came to the room, and next thing I know, we've got scratchy throats and
we've
running
been battling
noses.
through this, and hopefully we're at the tail end of it. But thanks everybody for tuning in. As always, smash the like button, subscribe to the DeFeet Show. We really appreciate having you here.
Ride, run, play. That's the way we handle it, baby.
See you next time.